I know how much you love clapping.
JB's high school nickname was the Clap.
No.
For various reasons.
No.
Mainly he was the loudest clapper at every sporting event.
He was. He kept clapping long after everybody had stopped.
Oh, I used to do that when I was a kid. I always wanted to be the last one clapping.
Made funerals really awkward. Right?
I was the first and last one.
And only, weirdly enough.
I could snap my fingers very loudly.
Yeah, that kicks ass at slam poetry night.
It's my superpower. They call me Snapper.
They call
The
me
red
Snapper.
Slam
poetry. God, what a joke.
Why do they call it slam poetry? I thought it was like a wrestling poetry.
It's poetry for people who want to be deep but aren't creative enough to rhyme or follow stanzas.
You into a pin.
My stepdad, Ron, sucks. S-U-K-S. Where's the C?
Boom, 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 boom.
That's my snap.
Thank
I did it really far away because it's so loud.
Thanks.
I give you that bass line in the bag.
I'll do the flute.
That sounds like that's a Splatoon track right
That's
there.
a Splatoon flute there.
Here's Something, the podcast by your three favorite Dingus boys. Myself, Josh, and my good pals, Jeremy and Mitch. This is our new segment.
This episode sucks, dude. Let's get on with it.
Guess that genre.
Missed you boys.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that new year?
That's great.
Is 2020 the best year ever? Here's something. So Scony.
Who?
Yep.
Take two.
Nope. No. They make games just about scones.
Are y'all ready
love it.
for April this year?
Nope.
It's gonna
Wait,
be
why April?
The Super Mega 420. 420. It will be the month for year 20, month for day 20.
Yeah.
So
My favorite part about you saying this every time is that you feel like you were the first person to bring this to everybody's attention.
I stumbled upon it.
Hey, JB.
I mathed it out.
I did an equation. What?
JB.
Hi.
The month and day for 420 is always 420.
But now it's the year.
Yeah.
Now it's 42020.
Yeah, and at 4
Yeah.
p.m. 20 minutes,
420
it'll be 420.
Everyone dies.
Last year's Pi was really cool because it was like 3.1419.
And then we
Yeah.
smoke a ton of that kind bud.
That kind pie.
Oh, that was the topic I want to talk about Beetlejuice.
What, JB?
The star.
I always want to talk about Beetlejuice.
The star Beetlejuice is supposed to
Okay.
like explode,
The Michael
Oh,
Keaton.
nice.
and it's like
Says supposed to. Says who?
Says me.
Astrologist.
Hi, I'm an astronomist.
They just feel like it.
I'm glad Mitch caught. Yeah. Well, no, it's like a, what do you call it? A supernova? Is that what they call it? It's a big old star. And,
Yeah, but we wouldn't know about it until like 10 years after it happens or some shit.
It could just
It's
be
not that
horny.
long, but
it's gonna be 750 days or so after it happens. We'll see it.
It could.
cool.
Did you hear me? I said it could just be horny.
Yeah, it might just be horny. It might just be
Set your watches.
a red dwarf. And then they said it was going to make it like we could visibly see it in the sky during the day, and at night it would be brighter than a full moon, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
I would rather have my sleep.
I don't
Fuck
know,
some
man.
Astrological events.
Not every day that you get to watch a. What is Beetlejuice, a star like a sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Not every day
star.
you get to
I've
watch a sun
always
explode.
seen Beetlejuice as a sun.
You're like a son to me.
Gina Davis is like a niece that you don't want.
Yeah.
Who's Gina Davis?
The woman in the movie Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay.
Winona Ryder's
She's
just kind of
okay.
there.
I can't believe that Michael. What was his name?
Michael Keaton. Michael
I can't-
Bublé. I take it back.
Michael B. Keaton.
I can't believe he played Beetlejuice. Like I had no idea that was him until I watched him.
Wait
on
till
that.
you hear about this little movie called Batman, my friend.
What? He was a Batman?
JB, you're
No,
gonna be
here's
psyched.
something.
You're gonna be psyched to hear he's playing Beetlejuice 2 as well.
Yeah, I heard that.
I am Beetlejuice too.
I had Batman toys where it was him, so I knew that.
Yeah, he was Beetlejuice in that movie too.
you took off his mask and it was him.
You just never knew he was Beetlejuice. That's how
But I didn't know he was Beetlejuice. Like, he looked so different.
Yeah. Well, now that you
Yeah.
know he's Beetlejuice, you'll see him as Beetlejuice in every movie. JB, congratulations.
Until he explodes.
Beetlejuice is a biopic about Sir Michael Keaton.
Oh.
He was knighted?
No.
Oh.
Cool.
He's the Dark Knight. What are you talking about?
So he's the White Knight that all those Redditors are talking about.
Sorry.
He's white knighting us
I'm
right now.
Still getting bad jokes up. Oh, God.
I feel so safe.
For the 20th time of 2020, boys, here's something.
Oh.
Give it to me.
Already some pretty big news coming out of Sony this year. They're going to be skipping E3 again, despite launching the PS5 later this year.
How many times have they skipped E3 in recently?
Just last year and this year so far.
I think it's gonna be their new thing. They're gonna do the Nintendo route.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and there's rumors that within the next 4 weeks they'll be doing their own announcement event, and they won't be fighting through the media noise of constant announcements and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's a smart move. E3 is just not.
It's
not
an
a viable...
antiquated medium. It's
an expensive, unnecessary tool for businesses now.
Yeah, back before the internet and all. Yeah, it was necessary. But
yeah, remember that?
Well, I don't remember that. But I don't know if E3 started before the internet. I guess not. But before it blew up, before internet publications.
You blew up the internet?
I blew it up in preparation for Beetlejuice. I'm gonna keep
I swear there's a point here, listeners. Just hang on.
I'm really excited about it.
No spoilers.
But it used to be you had to put the stuff in a magazine and then mailed the magazine to you, and then you had to wait till you took a shit to read the magazine. So that's why they had to have these E3 events.
I would just take a shit right there on the stoop if I was really waiting to see what the news was that month.
That's actually
a stupor pooper.
That's actually what E3 was. Is you would mail off the little voucher, and then the next time you were on the toilet squeezing one out, then
that's what you squeezed out news.
I was gonna say Randy Newman. That's not somebody who does video games.
Randy Quaid.
Dennis Quaid comes into your bathroom and tells you everything that's gonna come out in the next year.
Listen here, you little shit. Bet you didn't think they would make a third Tomb Raider.
He shows up the next month. I'm back. What is his line?
I can't think of Chevy Chase's character's name in the movie.
Clark.
Hey, Clark.
Christmas. Oh yeah, that's Clark.
And also during that announcement, they announced that they would be working on more fan focused events, closer. They're going to be touring more. They said that they would be doing about nothing specific, but they would host hundreds of events to reach fans and stuff like that, which is. I get it. I mean, E3 is trying to do the same thing. The ESA doesn't know what to do with it. They're trying to become a more fan-focused event. Yeah. Last year, most of the media outlets were complaining, now half of the floor seems like it's devoted to stalls and vendors, and you could buy Funko Pops on the floor. It's pretty much turned into PAX. It's
That's why you hate it, because it's a Funko Pop.
Yeah. I mean, Funko Pop is the sign of death. So
That's what did it for, what's the game? GameStop. They showed Funko Pop.
What's the game? Stop.
Where's the place where you stop for games? Babbage's.
Man, they had such a good name. EB Games.
Albertsons,
Dressed barn at the $2 bin. That part.
Ralph's. I remember when I was a kid in the 90s, before the internet, when Randy Quaid made me go to Cracker Barrel for video games.
I freaking love their corn muffins and hot new game releases.
Dude, my parents love Cracker Barrel.
Crackle Barrel.
Crackling Barrel. I was eating Crackling earlier today. They love that place so much. They're like, are you hungry? On the road trips, and I'm always like, I guess so. My dad's like, well, Cracker Barrel's coming up, so I just want to check.
God. I think my wife was raised by them.
What a great idea, though. To make a shitty restaurant and then make it its own gift shop before it's famous.
Yes.
Right.
That's fantastic.
I will say this, okay, as a parent who has to, what's the word I'm looking for, bankroll his family's eating habits on spending trips.
Well, is it cheap?
Spending trips.
It's not that cheap.
On road trips. It for the amount of food you get, you can feed a family for relatively inexpensive.
Okay, so there's always Taco Bell where you can feed the family for $1.50, but then you're gonna have to stop and explode a toilet somewhere during a road trip.
Speaking of exploding toilets, boys.
Yes.
This isn't a hear something. This is just a story that happened to me recently.
Oh,
I
got excited. I was
I had
Had a
Pop
Popeyes?
Ties. I had Pop Ties fried chicken for the first time.
Wow.
The sandwich or
I'm
like
so excited for your
chicken?
rectum.
Yeah, I got a free sandwich coupon out of the coupons that I get sent to my
Did
house.
you get
I don't know
the-
who hey, listen.
Hi.
Who sends those coupons? And how do they
I
know
do.
that I want a fried chicken sandwich?
The Grinch, after he changed his mind about Christmas, he had to find something else to do.
Anyway, I had one and it was good.
Told you, that sandwich is pretty good.
It's pretty tasty.
It's huge, too. Like, the
It's-
first time I got one, I got two, thinking, like, oh, dude, I'm going to destroy this. Like, Chick-fil-A. Like, I'm going to destroy this first one.
Damn,
And then, after the first one, I was like, man, I'm so full, but that second sandwich probably isn't going to keep.
The
I better
second
try to
sandwich,
eat it.
that second sandwich is lowering its garter right now. Just looking at me.
And then I got like
I'm
halfway
next.
through before I couldn't. I just had to give up. But anyway, about Cracker Barrel. So here's a little story.
This is what happens when we don't talk for 3 weeks.
So we were taking the boys to Universal Studios, and we stopped at a Cracker Barrel in Mississippi for breakfast.
Yes.
And
That was your first
like,
mistake.
we've driven my this is when not long after our second son was born. So my older son, he's been on a few road trips and stuff like that. Never had any weird stomach issues or anything like that before.
You survived the Cracker Barrel previously.
He got motion sickness like
Oh.
the first time on that road trip from being in the van for so long.
Was he in a different seat or anything? Or
No, it was just I don't know. I guess I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what caused it. But anyway, so we go into the Cracker Barrel. He barely eats anything, which I thought was strange for him because this dude like loved breakfast and all that. We never had issue feeding him.
Okay.
And we're walking to the car, and then like he just stops like dead, and it just pops like a zit, just vomits like right there on the sidewalk, right in front of the door.
Poor guy.
And it's about like 8:30 in the morning. So like now like businessmen on trips are like starting to walk, like dudes in suits basically are starting to walk up to the front door, and my son just keeps vomiting. And they're just walking by me. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
To be fair, I've seen you strip naked in the parking lot.
Have I done that?
Yeah, when we were
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
die. Yeah. Unless we strip naked.
That's
This
the
is-
two
this is the
things
start
you
of
do.
our sex tape.
That's the two things you can do in a Cracker Barrel parking lot. Is you either vomit or get naked.
Yeah.
It wasn't, for the record, it wasn't a Cracker Barrel
No.
parking lot that we got naked in.
Yeah, it was the head of a trail, and we were very cold and wet, and
Tell them why, JB.
because we were hiking and it started raining, very cold rain, and I thought, hey, we
I
got
wish
about.
we'd have packed rain suits.
Oh, we did. I had 7 rain suits in my bag, and you had 6, and you were like, should we change into rain suits? And I was like, no, dude, we got like 10 minutes till we get to the trailhead. And then 2 hours
70
later,
minutes later.
we got to the trailhead. And it was very cold.
And it's so cold.
I used the
So-
hand warmer in the bathroom to warm myself up so I didn't die.
Speaking of new consoles,
Yes.
I'm excited. So Sony's announced that they're going to be releasing PS5 sometime in 2020.
PS5. I love their naming system. They do such a
Everybody's
great job.
okay.
Everybody's
I'm glad you
talking
brought that
shit
up.
like every game console hasn't been fucking doing that since 2000.
Who has been doing that, Mitch?
Since 2000, Xbox.
No, okay. So everybody's shitting on Sony. Sony's the only like logical naming solution that they have right now.
Yeah, it
All right,
totally is.
let's take a look at the competition. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and now this one's going to be called what? Xbox Series X?
X, yeah.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Wii,
Super Nintendo is a
Wii
very
U,
good name.
Nintendo Switch. I
Yes.
mean, like they're the only consistent one. Like everybody, it says it's boring, but for marketing, it makes sense.
No,
Like, the new
I'm not saying
PlayStation,
it's
number
bad.
5.
I just think it's funny. They've stuck with it.
They shouldn't have made a whole announcement out of revealing their logo.
Well, it was supposed to be like this big announcement. Where was it at?
CES.
Yeah, at CES. They said they leaked, or someone leaked, that they were going to make a big announcement, and all it was the fucking
Look at our logo.
the logo, and the logo it was the exact same font
Exactly the same.
as PS4, they basically just took the 5, rotated it, and now it's. They took the S, rotated it. Now it's a 5.
It's boring, yes, but for brand synergy, it makes sense. PS4 was like the highest selling console.
But they could have changed it a little bit. They have changed it over the years.
They've changed it over the year, but again, I mean, people thought consoles were dead last generation, and it was one of the best selling generations ever. And now they just want people. They want it like market penetration. They just want people to keep like even the layman to understand right away. This is the new PlayStation, which is. Like extremely the opposite of what Xbox has been doing with their naming conventions.
They're trying to rebrand.
Yeah, like every console they throw more. It's like iPhones. Like at some point they got away from numbers and started putting like letters and shit like that.
Well, I don't think rebranding is bad if it's very different from the last one.
It's not.
Kind of how Nintendo, every system is pretty different than the last one, and so
for them it makes sense. Yes. Like the Switch, you know what it does. It's in the name.
The Switch
the Wii U, you know what it does. People come Wii on you.
It Wii's you.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Wii Zer looks just like Buddy Holly.
Sega CD. It's got a motherfucking CD there.
So anyway, I'm excited for the new consoles. Not mainly. I'm gonna get a PS5.
Mitch, do you play consoles? You don't,
I live in a house that has consoles now.
You fucking amateur.
I do game nights with my buddy. I play Fusion Frenzy. Don't get me wrong.
That's Bill Gates' favorite Xbox game.
Is it really?
There was a statement at some point where he said that. Yes.
You ever seen Bill Gates jump a fucking chair?
Oh yeah, on stage.
What a fucking cool thing!
Ah, damn.
Go back and watch the Windows 98 release. Like
that's some shit. Yeah. That's some shit that a computer nerd would do in high school. Like, hey everybody.
Hey everybody.
I can jump over a chair. Fuck you. Dude.
I think it was like a Regis and Kelly interview where they asked him to do it. And it was the most cringy.
That's the one I've seen. That's the one I saw was when he did it on the interview. It's very awkward.
Back when he went by William.
Yeah.
William Fence. So anyway, I'm excited for what these new consoles are going to do for PC gaming because development is usually stagnated by the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
And now that consoles are raising the bar again, we're going to see new levels of just graphical fidelity, AI enhancements.
I don't know.
Stuff like that.
I don't know how much further they can go with graphics.
And people don't expect it because they expect like beefier CPUs and GPUs. That's fine. But with SSDs becoming a new standard, it's going to revolutionize the way developers code open world games.
I think the draw distance would be like the biggest thing, huh?
It's not even that. It's just,
or maybe they
I heard it explained a lot better.
The expanse,
but the way objects and items and characters and all are streamed in, it will be so much more optimized. Like just, and sure, for us that just means like a faster load times and a more seamless open world. But for developers, like who knows what kind of tricks they'll be pulling out with this.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with AI because there's so much. Like those things where they make the pictures of the people that aren't real people, where they're generated by AI, like
deepfakes.
Yeah, do that for NPCs, and like everybody looks different. You can generate them.
Now everybody looks like Trump,
and now everyone looks like Trump, and the world.
That's my future.
Yeah, the world's a better place. And so everyone talks like Trump. That would be a crazy video game.
Listen, I got a big quest, great quest. Some say the best quest.
Yes.
A lot of my opponents.
They do have
they won't report on this.
They have a video game coming out where you do like a fake presidential run.
it's called.
I forgot what it's called. It's called something 2020. Cyberpunk 2020.
You play Keanu Reeves.
Yes, running for president.
And you win.
He wins every time.
People keep saying, "Am I running?" Yeah, I guess I'm running.
You got to do the John Wick, yeah.
Well, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've been wanting to watch that movie again. All 3 of them, back to back, nonstop, no sleep.
You tell the
They
world
do,
if they
JB.
bring their babies, I'll kiss them. I'll kiss them all.
JB, they do John Wick bundles. Like a couple times a year, they'll put all 3 movies on sale.
Oh, I know. I own them already, but I am a.
Oh no, JB, no, JB, you're not listening to me.
No, JB, you're not listening.
You're supposed to
I'm
say
listening
thank you.
now. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no worries.
You think Lawrence Fishburne would be his vice president candidate?
He's dead. Oh, spoilers. I'm sorry.
Lawrence Fishburne's dead?
Well, not him. His character.
God, he scared the fuck out of me, JB.
That's what you think.
John Wick.
He's the
Are
Birdman.
they making a fourth one?
Yeah,
Oh.
Keanu Reeves has said he will make as many John Wick movies as fans want.
The last John Wick.
So I will see you guys when I fly to Louisiana for John Wick 27.
Rise of the Wick. Why are you coming to Louisiana?
Just because I feel like the 27th John Wick is when I'll have enough money to actually
I would.
come see
I would
you
like
guys.
the 28th.
Way to dox us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I
For
mean,
real.
I
Everyone
mean,
knows what the great
I mean,
state of Louisiana.
Armenia.
I mean,
I love
real,
Louisiana.
real town USA.
Go time.
Wow, way to narrow the field. How'd you know that's the town we live in the state of Louisiana?
What town we live in?
Exactly.
Oh.
He's also, I think they're wrapping production on the new Bill and Ted movie they're filming too,
Oh,
and then he's
yeah.
getting started on another Matrix movie.
Oh
God, are they doing another
Let the
Matrix?
Matrix die. It's already
Yeah.
dead.
Why?
And I want to say they're bringing back the main three. It's going to be him, Lawrence Fishburne, and the chick who played Trinity.
Okay, listen.
Barbara.
I have a pitch for you, Mr. Reeves. Also,
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, come on the podcast. We haven't invited you yet.
A fever pitch starring Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon. But continue.
Thank you so much.
Make
That's my Drew
Animatrix.
Barrymore.
Make Animatrix with the original cast
Oh.
voicing characters.
That would be good.
They did
No,
that. Well, they didn't
They
do
didn't do
that,
that, but
they
make
did
another
Animatrix.
Animatrix because that movie was fucking tight.
Yes.
Which one? It was like 20 movies.
Animatrix?
Yeah.
Was it?
Wasn't it like a collection of animated stuff?
I mean, kinda.
They did something like that. They did something like that, didn't they?
See, I don't get down for those like collective artist collabos because I just want like one main storyline, see it through, like one voice, one vision. I mean, I
One
don't know.
shot.
That's just me.
To get everything you ever wanted.
Mom spaghetti.
One mom spaghetti.
Two
You heard it
girls,
here first.
one cup.
JB does not support
Two girls,
a
one
two-mom
noodle.
household.
I wish they would just let the second two matrices, I guess, movies were horrible.
They're called the Dominatrixes.
They were horrible. So, like, I like bad movies, but yeah,
They were convoluted as hell.
Yeah, JB,
Yeah.
you can
Like,
just say they're bad
it's
movies.
like it's like the Wazowski brothers like totally misunderstood what people loved about the first one.
yeah.
It's like, oh, we need more technobabble and crap.
But I enjoy bad movies, but those are just too bad. Like,
Yeah, it was just a misfire.
I can't. I watched
Oh, and the
them
CGI
recently.
was so bad.
Well, that's just. I mean, that's the times, I guess.
yeah, but they relied too heavily on it.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, if you watch the first one when he starts flying at the end, it's like, if you watch it now, it's like, oh, what? Yeah.
But like the slow mo bullet thing and all of that,
Yeah.
you know,
that
they
looked cool.
they invented new cinematography tricks for that. They
Yeah.
didn't rely on CGI on the second and third movie. They just like anything cool they wanted to do, they relied on CGI. Like the 100 Smiths fight,
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so
That
bad.
looks pretty bad.
like it was good up until like boom, this cartoon.
Max Payne did such a good job with that bullet time stuff. Just want to throw that out
Mhm.
there. That's so enjoyable. Okay.
Also, and the last thing I'll touch on on the PlayStation is like Sony still like, as of the last time they talked about it, going pretty hard on VR. There's a lot of patents that they've done. It looks like their next headset for the PS5 is going to be like wireless headset.
Yeah, they got Mike Patton too.
Yeah, there's going to be shut up, and there's going to be some new controllers that hopefully work a little better tracking, stuff like that. Hopefully, like to me, the next step for VR has got to be inside out tracking. Like,
Was
because
that?
anytime you have a camera between you
Yeah.
and what it's trying to see, whenever you turn around, your body will block the controller sensors, which does some weird stuff. So
I thought they were doing that already. I thought they were doing tracking from the headset now.
some are. The PSVR wasn't because it was using outdated.
No, I mean
hardware,
like one just
basically.
recently came out that did it. I forgot who it was that did it.
It should be the Oculus.
Is it Oculus?
Quest.
I think it's Oculus. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
And,
wild.
so they say that one works really well, you know. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they do for this next generation. I would like for them to keep pushing that forward because if the market dies, then there's innovation's going to stop, and
Yeah.
I think there's a future in VR games. It's just people need to keep investing in it.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, people, consumers need to keep buying it.
Mhm.
And the PSVR was the most successful VR headset, mainly because it had a console to go with it. It was easy setup,
Oh. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just curious to see how that goes.
Well, I don't know if you heard this, but the Valve Index is out of stock everywhere but Japan.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it from lack of production or what?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't think that's what it is, but apparently,
because that's an extremely high end product.
yeah.
And I feel like they didn't manufacture a whole lot. Not to mention with the announcement of the Half-Life Alyx thing.
Yep, it's coming out in March.
I guarantee like 90% of those customers are like YouTubers.
It's
streamers.
$1,000 for one of those. $999 for the Valve Index, and they're out. They're sold out everywhere but Japan, which is
Well, that's good.
30 out of 31 markets.
That's going to keep game devs like investing in VR games.
I mean, do you think it's worth it?
the only-
Do you think it's worth $1,000 at this point?
Absolutely not. No,
Okay.
this is 100% a niche market. I mean, if you've got the disposable income and you like VR gaming, sure.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a mass market item.
Okay.
The problem with VR isn't the tech; it's the development of software for it.
Really?
So far, it's mostly like small indie studios that have gotten like
Yeah.
supplemented on the front end by hardware makers. Like, look, we'll pay you such amount of money. We'll basically fund development. Just give us a game to put on this thing so we could sell it.
Yeah. No, I used to go to those VR in LA, and I knew someone that worked at a small little indie VR place, and it was the stuff they worked on I always was surprised because I was always like, this is so like I don't know, like I feel there was so much more they could do with it.
Yeah,
And some places did, but most of them was just like, I don't know. It's like someone got a weird idea.
It felt like tech demos. They
Yeah.
had one idea and they chased it down. They didn't have like a full game to make out of it.
It was very strange.
Like in the last year, like the first couple of years, it was like the App Store. Just like thousands and thousands of games were coming out, and they were all garbage to mediocre at
Some
best.
of them were cool, but they never got polished.
And like you said, like some of them had like one good idea, and then they
Yeah.
would try and keep your attention with that one idea for like 4 to 5 hours.
Like, is it Beat Saber or whatever? The thing where you...
Yeah.
They had one like that where you would block, like, boats from... It was supposed to be like Star Wars, but they didn't have the license. So it's these people shooting lasers at you, you need to block them. And I think that's where Beat Saber came from, was from that idea. But that was really fun. That was a fun game. So there's some that were really good.
And I think that also might be what Steam's trying to do, is they're trying to, show like larger developers, like, look, there is a market for this by developing like a high profile game for it. So far,
Yeah.
Half-Life Alyx seems like it's going to be one of the only full experiences.
But it's strange that they would put so much work into that when they're doing nothing else. Game-wise.
It's Valve. They do what they want.
Well, they just released that they're not working on another Left 4 Dead, and they don't plan they ever will, which is kind of wild.
Also, they bought Camposanto, the studio behind Firewatch, who was working on another game, and now that game has been put into cold storage indefinitely.
That's interesting. I don't really like. I guess they make enough money off of what they do with just Steam, and
Yeah, games is like, they do that when they feel like it because they make so much off of Steam.
but like, what are the people? I mean, I know there you can work on what you want. It's kind of the culture, but like, what are they working on? Like,
Whatever they want.
It seems like they're doing nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, well. Speaking of doing nothing, JB,
Yeah.
Mitch, I hear Dune has finished its filming.
You're on the wrong page, my guy.
What?
What?
Are you on 1/18/2020?
I'm at 1/12/2020.
Show notes.
Nice.
That's why
This
you
is
didn't know
embarrassing.
about my Valve Index story, probably.
Dune did finish filming,
didn't.
though.
Oh,
Cool. Here's something. Whatever
Yeah.
your next topic is, while I get to the right page.
Doom is that the Rock? Is Rock in the Rock in Doom? Or am I thinking something else?
No, I'm saying Dune. D-U-N-E. JB.
Oh, I'm hearing Doom.
Anyway, boys, here's something.
Yeah.
Pretty much every AAA game that's been announced in the last year has been delayed this week.
Nice.
And that
Fuck.
kind of ties into the last topic of a new release. Actually, the last two topics. Big new console releases.
Okay.
Yeah, so Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Final Fantasy, whatever that Roman numeral is,
15.
Marvel's Avengers.
It's supposed to be 7.
I think it's XV.
That's what I put.
Final Fantasy 15 has been out for a couple years now.
Final Fantasy
Final
7. No, Final
The Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
7.
7 remake has been
Yes, that's the one I got. Yeah.
Marvel's Avengers, Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. I pushed back, 50-something years or so?
Yeah.
57 years.
Going down this list, Doom. That's
Okay.
that's a huge hit. People were very excited for that game,
Well, I didn't
based
care.
on the reviews for the first game.
Well, the last Doom was
Animal
bad, I
Crossing.
thought.
I'm just gonna keep going. Animal
Okay.
Crossing is a hotly anticipated Nintendo property. The people who have been waiting for that game are gonna be very pissed. Resident Evil 3, the delay, not so much a surprise, seeing as though they just revealed that game was even being made like last
It was
month.
it was
so-
kind of expected though because of the success of the Resident Evil 2 remake.
The 2 was a big one. That was a
It
lot of people's
was.
game of the year.
But they just announced it and showed like footage of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the hype train for this just left the station.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII. I feel the response on that game has been like, okay, let's see what they got. Sort of.
Yeah,
Like, the people have been begging for this remake for years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that game.
Yeah.
The feeling on the
they're
forums,
changing things.
the feeling on the forums was that, okay, we waited this many years, we can wait a few more months. So,
Yeah. Marvel's Avengers is from Square Enix, who have just been putting out wet fart after wet fart the last couple of years.
This one is
so
just a Destiny
yes.
clone too with superheroes.
I don't
Really?
even think. I think it's an Anthem clone.
Yeah.
And as
Ooh.
it's going to hit that same level of quality. You know.
If they can make
And,
a good, what was that other Marvel game with the Avengers?
Spider-Man?
No, there was one where it's like a top
Marvel
down.
Alliance.
Yeah, that looked fun.
Ultimate Alliance was
Those games were good for back in the day, but they were like console Diablo clones, which is nothing against it, but they were very simplistic and repetitive.
I just didn't buy it because I didn't think it would be fun to play solo.
cool. They are not.
I just think
Yeah.
that sort of third person character action game with the Avengers needs a higher caliber studio in order to bring that vision to fruition.
Maybe
From what they've shown, it looks like a bunch of shooting galleries with like people in superhero costumes. And one reaction I don't understand from the public is that they don't look like the movie characters, which of fucking course they're not going to.
They look like the comic book, don't they?
I mean, they look like their own thing. They're based off of both. Plus, they're going to be selling costumes as DLC, so I'm sure those movie costumes.
That's so smart. Yeah.
And Cyberpunk, the reaction to this delay has been surprisingly positive from the internet.
Yeah.
Because everybody trusts CD Projekt Red after The Witcher 3.
They delayed
That
the
they-
Witcher 3 as well.
They did. And even after the game came out, it faced technical issues, but they met that with just like overwhelming developer support.
Yeah.
Like they didn't start working on DLCs until they had the base game done.
Yeah. Now, I'm not super excited for... I mean, I didn't enjoy Witcher 3 that much, but I think it's because of the combat. I think that Cyberpunk may be more up my alley, honestly. Because I like the shooters. I like the poo-poo.
And the way Witcher 3 wasn't solely a combat game, I don't feel like Cyberpunk's going to be solely a shooter. Like,
Yeah.
It's much like The Witcher. It's a game about choices and consequences, and
Yeah.
Well, and for how much?
it's
For
a
how
game
much?
about freedom.
For how many cool teaser images they've released, I imagine there's going to be some really fucking cool upgrades, like character modification.
It's like
I
Deus Ex, it looks like.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's probably the combat's probably closer to Deus Ex, wherein you make your choices on how you want to approach things, and
Which I
it's
love. I love that.
It's not gonna be Call of Duty with a Cyberpunk coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
personally.
I loved it because I used to play Deus Ex side by side with someone else, and they would do very stealth, and I did what I called, I think, what's his name, Adam? I called it action movie Adam, where I would just shoot every fucking person I saw. I was just like, fuck it, I would throw Coke machines at the first person and just whip out my shotgun. Like, "Wah."
My only
That's how I
problem,
played it.
and I did this with Cyberpunk as well. Not Cyberpunk, Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Anytime you give me an option to like dialogue check my way out of combat, I'm always gonna do that.
Really?
Yeah, and so it ends up a large chunk of the games are very boring for me, and there's
Yeah.
just talking heads. I do the same thing in not Skyrim, but like
Fallout?
like those
Fallout,
those
maybe?
Bethesda games in Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I can intimidate and charm my way out of stuff, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And if I know it's there, I'm gonna spec towards that.
See, I like doing the opposite of what I would do in normal life. Like, like in Fallout, my new character is just a complete drug addict who hits everything with a baseball bat.
But you said opposite.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't use a bat.
He hits people with drugs and swallows baseball bats.
How's it going?
He hits drugs with people
Casey Jones.
and bats a swallow.
Yes.
He can't stand those small fucking birds.
So that'll do it for us this week.
Bang, bang, bing, bang,
I had something
bang,
really
bing,
smart to
bing,
say
bing,
about
bing,
these games being delayed, but
Yeah, say
I
it.
completely forgot because of that fucking word salad.
You're welcome.
I like to think of it as more of a conversational amuse-bouche.
I'd rather them delay stuff than put out shit stuff. Because if you delay a game,
Do my food jokes amuse you,
God,
Mitchell?
fuck. All right, if you delay a game
A
for
semantic
a while,
charcuterie.
people. Oh god. Fucking no. If you delay a game for a while, people get mad for a little while. But if you put out a game that's not ready, like it just fucks the game forever.
Well, I was gonna say too. It seems like since the release, or at least since like next generation consoles being a more concrete concept, these developers are definitely trying to squeeze the last out of this generation because that's what they've been developing their games for, as well as sort of prepping for the next gen.
That makes sense. So you think they're delaying them to make sure they're good?
Yeah, and to that note, Cyberpunk did say they aren't putting any resources towards developing for next gen consoles.
And
you heard about the Xbox thing?
No.
They said that no game will be what's the word I'm looking for? Exclusive to the new console for like a year or 18 months or something like that.
Yeah,
for the first
they're
party
basically
games?
taking this. They're basically doing like the half step thing again.
Yeah,
which is, like I said, when programmers have to hit the lowest common denominator. Like, that's not really good news to me.
Well, if you put the money into the new
who can't
console,
afford to invest in a new console, sure.
Yeah, it would kind of suck. I mean, it may be changes so that the graphics would actually increase, but there's still going to be some stuff like.
But they're also being limited on AI. They're being limited on physics.
The game
it's
engine.
Not just yeah.
So it's interesting, but okay.
And like I said, with the hard drives and stuff, anything Microsoft puts out is going to be basically coded an inferior version because they still have to code for old hard drives.
Yeah, well, I mean, do the old Xboxes, they don't have SSDs? Like, how are they?
I think they're hybrids. I think this last generation's been hybrid.
Okay.
So, and I mean, yes, to some degree, they still have to program for old HDDs for PC market, but...
Yeah, but they can make it so that way it's just a better experience for other people. Like,
yeah,
I can see that. Interesting.
We'll see. Fuck, there was another thing I wanted to say, but I totally lost the point.
Yeah, I did it.
I don't know. I'm super pumped for Cyberpunk, honestly. Like, that's the one I've been waiting for. That and Uncharted.
I'm psyched for
Not Uncharted. Last of Us.
I'm psyched for Biomutant, but that game has been delayed into
2030.
Yeah, probably. I'm so excited for that game. Like every week, they're like, "Oopsie."
I'm excited for Jedi Fallen Order and Outer Worlds.
Jedi was really good. I hope they worked out the technical issues.
Yeah.
I need to go. I'm thinking about going back and doing a playthrough because I don't know. All the Star Wars news has me really invested in that universe right now. Not so much like the story. I never could care less about the story, but I love the aesthetic and the visuals.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for me too. For that, the whole world. I like the whole fantasy thing. That's why I really feel like the new movies fell short. Was it just supposed to be a fantasy story? You don't have to make it all crazy.
But speaking of spaceships and new consoles, JB, what's Alienware up to?
I don't know. Oh no, they revealed this thing called. Here's something. They revealed the UFO, which is a handheld mobile gaming device that runs a version of Windows 10.
Now, what's so special about this gaming device as opposed to every other gaming device?
It plays PC games.
Wow.
It's
that's
mobile.
not special. Keep going.
So it's an Alienware PC. Wonderful.
I mean, so far you've described a laptop,
but it's mobile and okay. Well, it's a handheld thing. It's a handheld mobile thing.
Okay.
It looks just like a Switch.
Yeah, basically
like a Switch.
So they're making the PC version of the Switch. Are they using well, I mean, obviously they're going to use mobile chipsets, but are they using anything like unique or do you know?
I'm guessing
like
so, because there's no way you could fit everything into that size and have it cooled properly.
Oh no, JB, you don't understand. You can play.
What?
You can play an entire 25 minutes of gameplay unplugged. Is how they're.
Oh.
Is how I assume
Is that true? Is that what it said in the
No, but
article?
Alienware hardware is fucking garbage. Just.
Oh.
And also the power draw on computer games
have
is way
to-
more vast than.
You do have to remember that Alienware is now owned by... Anybody know?
Tesla.
Dell.
Dell.
Tencent.
If it was Tesla, it'd be probably better.
It's been Dell for like 8 years.
I know, but when Alienware was when they originally were a company by themselves, their hardware was a lot better than it is now.
It was also way more expensive because that was before PC building was like a mainstream.
It was a custom PC basically every time you bought one. Like it was
like the Corvette of PCs.
But after they're bought by Dell, it's like it's slapped together like a Dell, but with just higher level stuff. Like it's really not.
And twice the price tag.
Yeah, it's extremely overpriced. And they throw in the lights.
Dell was a good company.
Dude, you're getting a Dell. Yeah. I mean, Dell, they put PCs in like every school for like 20 years.
Yeah, but I mean, Dell's... never mind. We don't need to take a tangent. Dell's not interesting enough for a Dell tangent.
Yeah, Dell tangent.
So anyway, I saw this thing. It looks pretty cool. It's interesting that, have like something that portable, that powerful on the go.
It's pretty wild that it runs a full-on operating system. Like, so I mean, you can use it for other things.
It says a version.
Nvidia's
a version,
which
makes
it's
got Windows 10. It's Windows 10.
It makes me think that it's going to be like the PSP operating system.
Well, no, because Windows runs a mobile version of Windows 10.
Oh,
fair enough.
That's true. It's got an 8-inch screen, which is a little. I think the Switch is like 6 point something. So you can
8 by what?
It's 8. I think they do a diagonal. Don't they do a diagonal measurement now?
I see.
Yes.
Yeah. They use the same thing for phones and stuff, I think now.
Did they say? Well, they're not going to say. They're not going to release specs on this thing because, like you have in your notes, it's early prototype. This thing's basically a concept.
It's super early there. They even said it may never even come out, which to me makes it feel like it may never even come out.
Which to me, sure. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, then why debut it at the Consumer Electronics show? But that's kind of what that whole show's about.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to show that they were working on something and get people excited about them. I
would be more
don't
excited
understand
if
why
it was
else.
a different company than Alienware, but maybe this is more to appease stockholders.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking to get the stock prices up to do stuff like that. That's really what I felt.
The more we dig into this, the more I guarantee that's what it was.
That's what it felt like.
Because they saw the sales of Switch just go through the roof the last year. So they're like, well, we could do that. But Nvidia's been doing this forever. They've had the Nvidia Shield out.
They had the Shield. But the Shield just like projected, right?
It's more streaming focused, but it's got some hardware in there. It's more than just because like your phone can stream now.
Yeah. Well, they had the Xbox mobile. What do they call it? Xbox
Cloud.
That looks pretty cool. But yeah,
as far as like the streaming gaming environment, I think Xbox has the all-in-one solution.
Yeah.
You've got your physical, you could download a version to your console for playing offline or for fidelity, and they give you the option to stream games in your library.
Yeah.
Whereas with every other company, it seems like some sort of, you get this but not that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give Xbox credit on that one.
The Stadia, this is something I put in the show notes last week before we canceled, but Stadia actually started buying developers up. They bought one, but they haven't really put anything out. They have an upcoming game that looks interesting, but
I would have, to me, this is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted to invest in Stadia like this, they should have bought developers 2 years ago.
That's what I was thinking. It's kind of weird timing.
It's the same thing Amazon did when they were thinking about starting a games company. They bought a bunch of developers. I want to say one of them maybe released a game, and then they just kind of turned into vaporware.
Yeah. So the other thing, the battery life, which Mitch said, that's one of the things that, PC stuff uses a lot of battery, especially if it has to run it. The Switch graphics are kind of lowered so that way it can run for longer. Mm-hmm. And this thing is running Windows 10, so that's a very hungry operating system as well. And
again, a tablet version of Windows 10, though. So.
Okay. And then how much is this going to cost if it did come out? Like this is going
to be like $1,500.
They charge you like $2,000 for a laptop.
I would say like $1,000 probably.
I think it would be more than that.
No, I think that's the ceiling on that kind of thing. It's already a niche product.
Yeah.
With this thing being super prototypey, I think like if it came out in the next year or so, it has the potential to be really cool.
It looks really cool if you look at the pictures.
It's what you're saying. They've come out with like new innovative ways to cool these things, like with like compressed little vapor chambers and liquid cooling that works in these smaller devices like this.
Yeah.
So if if they don't have to run a fan in it, that's going to save on battery right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't have the. I watched a video as well, but there's a lot of improvements they made on the Switch design where the controllers come off. They have a little thing that it hooks to make it kind of like a full controller, just like the Switch did. But
it has a kickstand on it that's not piss.
The kickstand is like the full size of the
full back,
which is like I don't know how the Switch didn't think of that because it's kind of dumb.
Well, and if you look at it too, it's doubly smart because once you fold that down, like the interior wall of that kickstand, not the kickstand, but the hardware itself is all ventilated.
Yeah.
So whenever you open it up, you're just getting extra airflow in there.
And I think they said there was going to be a dock. I don't remember if I read that somewhere. I think it was like a separate thing they were talking about. But
I'm sure a dock would come, but unlike the Switch, you'd probably be able to plug in any HDMI cable in.
I mean, they have stuff like that you could buy aftermarket for the Switch, but I've heard that it kind of fucks up.
Yeah, it's hit or
sometimes.
miss.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's about it. It looks a lot like the Switch. I'm surprised they aren't going to get sued for it.
It's neat. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wish this would be coming from a more highly praised a hardware manufacturer, though.
Yeah. So it's an interesting too. I mean, it'd be cool to play some mobile PC games. The only thing is, like, I hate playing with joysticks. That's one of the reasons I don't play Switch that often. I just don't like playing with controllers.
I prefer controllers in certain games, and I heard it put very well. But I think Jeff Gersman on the last Bombcast is like, anytime I think precision movement is going to trump precision aiming, I want a joystick.
Yeah.
Or at least a D-pad.
So
I really like D-pads for the platformers I play.
See, I've gone past D-pads. Like, 2D platformers, sure.
He's on E-pads.
Double D-pads.
But I prefer double D-pads, yes. It's just a huge D-pad.
It's a fucking Dance Dance Revolution pad.
I thought about getting a double D-pad reduction procedure.
God, why?
Because I just get too much attention in my high school classes.
Yeah, I feel you.
I can't, like, even competitive, like, third-person action games, like GTA Online.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting smoked and out-sniped because people are playing with keyboard and controller, but I just can't help it. Like, I'd rather have the fidelity and movement, especially when driving, you know?
Yeah, I usually switch for Grand Theft Auto.
I'm too lazy for that. Plus, if you leave the controller on the counter every time you're doing anything with mouse and keyboard, you
can turn it off. But like football games, like, I want to use a controller. Like laid back games, I want to use a controller. But if it's anything like, I want to be, I guess you're right. If I want precision, if I want accuracy, like, I want a fucking keyboard and mouse. But because there's some games like Red Dead Revolution, no, Red Dead 2, where they like they made it with the what do you call that? Kind of that forgive area. I can't think of the name of it.
Auto aim?
Dead zone. The dead zone of the movement. They used that. They kept that in, it seemed like, for the PC release. And so, like, I'll press W, my guy won't move, and then all of a sudden he, like, like, and I'm like, no. So
and that's the thing too. There's no. It's all analog. It's either on or off.
Yeah, it's binary. That's the only bad thing.
Speaking of shooters and shit like that, Mitch, what's going on with the top selling games in Call of Duty?
Did you boys hear?
No.
I think my eyes laid on it.
So 7 of the 10 top selling games of the decade were Call of Duty games.
What?
And I found in another diagram that half of the top 20 were Nintendo titles.
Wow.
Which is pretty wild.
How many years? Wait, decade?
Yep.
Interesting.
It makes sense for the Nintendo thing because if you think about it, like, if they have an extremely well-selling console, they're gonna have an extremely well-selling first-party game.
Yeah.
Well, and
like Mario, Zelda, you can only play those things on there.
Huh. So it's Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Minecraft were the 3 that weren't.
Yeah.
Dude, Minecraft and, like, Grand Theft Auto still show up in top 10 lists. Those games have been out forever, like, over 5 years.
This is for the decade, so it doesn't really. But I can see
I know,
what
but
you're
I'm talking like the month-to-month NPR like ratings.
Yeah.
Is that the right abbreviation?
Yep.
I don't know. NPR is the. I don't know if that's
National Public Radio.
APA. FCC.
NRA.
RASPCT. Yeah, it's kind of wild. I also want to like I feel like video game sales as a whole have gone up in the last decade like fucking nothing else.
Yes.
Like
Oh, for sure,
gaming.
because video
For sure.
it's only going to grow
Yep.
because gamers don't drop off.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of memes going around right now, especially about like 40-year-old gamers.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, people who play games a whole lot.
And so like yeah, and people who are entering this like that community now are gonna look at titles like Call of Duty that have been around
Yeah.
forever,
Mhm.
and like so it like kind of makes sense. It's just still a wild statistic that in
And you want to know what I heavily contribute the latest boom in gaming to?
No.
Twitch. Like the streaming culture. I'm serious. I'm not joking at
No,
all.
no,
The streaming culture has brought in way more demographic of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always been like female gamers,
Yes.
but like now, like there's a market and there's a career.
There's
like,
e-girls.
Yeah, there's a legitimate career path for like gamer girls now.
There's been more professional, like female professional video game players as well. I would say recently, but like last, I don't know, 5 years.
yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm totally for that. Like anything that's as inclusive as that, you know. And it's yeah, there's still shitheads out there, and there's still egotistical assholes who can't take it when they get beaten video games by girls. But like that number is just, I feel like dying by the day.
But it's interesting that these top games are all, what's that, Minecraft? They're all shoot 'em ups.
FPS.
Yeah, I mean not FPS per se. Like what you call Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 a shoot 'em up. I mean FPS.
No, I think Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's one of the top 10 this decade. Really?
Yeah, it's pretty low. That's the seventh.
I think that has to do more with hype than the actual game.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number one.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number one because of online.
I'm guessing they're in
Because
order here. I don't know if they're
They
in
basically
order.
they had a second. Yeah, wow. They had a second renaissance whenever they released on PC.
Yes.
And it's real. I feel it's really the PC sales that keep that game alive. But it's Call of Duty. I mean, it's one of the most basic forms of gaming. Like you point, you shoot, and a lot of these things are. These games are from casual gamers who only buy like 1 to 2 games a year. They're gonna buy Madden and they're gonna buy Call of Duty, and that's basically it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get shit on a lot because I like to play Madden.
It's also even outside the scope of just more casual gamers. First-person shooters are some of the better games to feel like you're gaining skill because there's no skill cap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like if you want to feel like you're good at a video game, go play Call of Duty or go play Battlefield. There's
Yeah.
always
Like if you're not good at the multiplayer, the campaign's gonna make you feel like
there
a
is
god.
always an upward ramp with those games. So I get like why like I don't think sales will ever drop. Like
Like, what do you mean? There's always an upward ramp.
you can you can always get better than the next person, and then someone's gonna best you, and then you get better than them. It's like until the next Call of Duty comes out, and then you work to
And then
get better at
everybody clean slates.
Yeah. It's like I think Overwatch is a really good example of that, and like obviously there's
like the whole MOBA thing.
like
That's what I'm thinking.
like update cycles too are a huge part of that. Devs trying to shift the meta and players shifting the meta, but like there is always room to get good and to gain skill at those games.
That's kind of what killed video games for me. I guess like I used to be super excited for playing competitive games,
Mhm.
and then the whole like you can just go look up the meta.
Yeah.
Is what really kind of killed it. for me.
Honestly, that's why I don't play MOBAs anymore, because it feels like I feel like the foundation of the MOBA is where like I align with the ideology of it, like to where there's just tons of builds and tons of like you make your character the way you want to play it and
Yeah.
you're viable, and then the meta just totally shits on that ideology. Like
Yeah.
there's a best way to play this character, and I hate that.
It's the
You
same.
can still do it.
You still can, but like, you know, especially because I stream occasionally, if I were to play like League of Legends and get people in there, they're gonna criticize every single fucking thing I do
Oh,
because like I don't know the meta
It's
and I don't care to learn the meta, but they're gonna force it upon me, And in the back of my mind, I'm going to be like, well, it's probably the better way, so I'm going to do it. And then there's no creativity in the game at all. You're just going through the motions, and it's the person who clicks the fastest wins.
It's the same with fighting games, too, particularly the professional fighting game scene.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why I never got into fighting games as an esport.
Yeah.
Because you see the same 3 characters in the top tier, and it's boring as
There's
fuck
also,
to me.
it is, the combinations and the way that matches play out is so close to, like, pressing buttons on a script that like you can replicate matches that people do and it'll still look just as cool.
We could just build AI that does it.
Yeah,
we should do that.
You're getting there, yeah.
Yeah, I used to love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, I used to go play it. I used to go to New Orleans, the big city. Oh shit! Now everybody knows. I used to go to the big city and play people just because it was fun.
Yeah.
Big City USA.
But now everybody, like, I mean, if you play those games now, like, everybody just has that's the team they play. You know?
Well, I don't think you can blame games for that. I think that's just we live in a more interconnected world.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame the game, but it's
and we're older. Like, that's why I prefer strategy games now, or games like Rainbow Six Siege. I still love shooters, but I'm viable because I can out strategize my other players. You know, I'm still probably gonna lose 9 times out of 10 when it comes to a Twitch shooter situation. Mm-hmm. But like, my favorite move is like, if I know there's one person in a room and he's waiting on me, I'll go blow up a window on the opposite side of where I want to breach in. And like 50% of the time catch them off guard. Yeah. You know, shit like that. That's what draws me to games now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I mean,
but like I said, like, I used to love watching DBZ fighters.
Yeah.
Until the top 5 always became the same fighters.
Yeah.
There was a guy, I read an article, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Like, he basically had the same feeling I did. Like, so he would pick characters that weren't particularly high tier. Mm-hmm. And he would just fucking wreck because nobody practiced against those opponents.
Yeah.
So he became like super good with Piccolo because Piccolo was like a mid to low tier character or some shit like that.
Yeah. There was people that used to have an MVC too.
I used to do that in Smite a lot. I used to pick the characters that the meta was running against.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was people like that in League. There was the mid laner for CLG used to play this one character like no one ever played.
Yeah.
And every time time you picked him, he would win, and so they were just constantly ban that character from then on out. It's very interesting.
What and like me and JB used to play League like hardcore back in the day.
Like, I mean, we weren't hardcore. We played ARAM, but we played it a lot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I don't mean hardcore like we were professionals. I mean, we played it like every night. We played that game for like 4 to 5 hours. Yeah. This is back when I had my first son, so it's like 8 years ago.
I remember you holding him and him crying while we were playing stuff.
Yeah. And as someone who shall remain nameless, getting really mad anytime I had to leave the game to go tend to my son and make sure he was alive and well.
It was me. I would get really mad.
It was me, Mario. Anyway, so like, even then, I would get shit on because I don't know what it is. My favorite character to play in that game is Malzahar.
It wasn't a very viable character.
Something about the character just it draws. I like his playstyle. It's fun to me.
Oh, it's his ultimate. He locks people up, and people get mad about it.
Well, it's. I like how all of his abilities synergize.
Yeah.
Especially like they kind of reworked him, but like back in the day, you would have to put this AOE damage down. You'd have to hit him with a direct dots damage, and then ult them. And if you nailed all 3 of those, you'd melt anybody. Mm-hmm. But nobody, like, people would get pissed when I picked them. And, like, they would fucking just shit on me constantly anytime I died as that character, even if I was still leading in kills and shit like that. Like, I hate this sort of environment.
Yeah. No, people, I mean, they should. I liked Rammus, and he wasn't a very viable character, and so it was the same for me.
It's just like, you notice more and more of these games with 200 characters. If you're not playing the same 5, people get pissed.
Yeah. It hasn't been that bad lately with me playing, but I've only played bots in ARAM, and I don't know, I just kind of picked what I want. I had that one guy who shit on me because, I mean, we were just in a shitty situation. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, also, and not to keep fucking tooting Rainbow Six's horn, but, like, there's 50 characters or so. All of them are viable for different reasons.
Are they really 50
it's situational. Characters? They're getting there. I want to say there's 20 and 20 on each side now. Maybe 22 and 22.
Doesn't feel like that much. Okay.
They said they're going to stop at 100.
Oh, wow. It's a really good game. I enjoy that game a lot.
It is a really good game. You know what else I heard about it?
What?
That it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Oh. It's time for Review Crew.
Wait, sound more disappointed next time.
No, I was trying to make sure there was stuff written there. I was trying to make sure I was on one of the articles
for review crew.
That's why I said because I was like in my head I was like, what the fuck do I have to do? Oh wait, I need to make sure something was written. Okay, something is written.
It's only been a month. It's okay.
Should I do it again?
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, it's time for review crew. It reminds me of the little thing from fucking N64 Zelda.
Review crew.
Okay, it's time for review crew. Oh wait. I already read that part. Review crew, where each week we deploy Keanu Reeves' phone booth to find us the greatest reviews from deep within the bowels of Amazon for Brendan Fraser's Keanu Reeves Cracker Barrel.
I have missed those. I have missed the review crew intro.
He's really diversified his investments.
Yeah. Diversify your bonds.
Man, have I told? I saw two, because you know how Shaq invests in things and then he gets put in commercials for those things.
Is that how he gets put in the commercials?
Like Icy Hot in the general car insurance?
Yeah,
he invested in them first.
And Gold Bond and Ring. I saw.
See, I didn't know he invested in them first.
Yeah, dude.
That's hilarious.
And so, yeah, man, I saw two separate Shaq properties on YouTube as advertisements in the past week. Anyway,
are you gonna tell us what they were, or is it just
JB? If I remembered and I didn't skip the ad as soon as that 4-second countdown went down, I would tell you.
Holy shit! Do you think we could get him to invest in us, and then he could read the review crew intro?
I would love
it's
that.
time for review crew. It's Keanu Reeves phone.
Brendan Fraser's French chicken.
Brendan Fraser's Shaq's investments.
Brendan Fraser's Gold
So what do you have first for us this week?
The first
JB?
one is Lincoln Stain Wax Shoe Polish 3 fluid ounces selection of colors. But
Fuck yeah. I see you have highlighted ox blood.
We're talking about that ox blood, which is... Okay, I don't know. Is it supposed to be the color of the blood of an ox? I don't know.
It might be actual ox blood.
It's actual ox blood.
I would like to say yes, based off of the name and old-fashioned fonts and stuff.
What's interesting to me is it's 3 ounce each, 9 ounce total. So
Okay.
So it's a pack of 3?
I'm guessing you're getting 3. It's ideal for
You would find simple maths interesting.
It's like
yes.
it's ideal for leather or Corfum, which I don't. What the fuck
Okay,
is
this is
Corfum?
definitely old fashioned.
If we have to explain what Corfum is, you just
You're not a
gone
shoe
too far.
polish man, you know?
Oh, I got shoe shine head. It shines
a
and
brand of
protects.
synthetic,
They
flexible,
call us shine heads.
microporous material used as a leather substitute for shoes.
Is it pleather?
Oh, okay, it's a leather
Pretty much.
substitute.
It's
It's like
pleather.
a sugar.
No, it's Corfum.
No, it's,
okay.
it's pleather.
For better looking and longer life of leather, I need to get me some of that.
I rub it on all my cows.
It's all my calves. It's made in the USA. There we go.
Thank God.
Yeah, you can't put a thing that we've been putting on things, tariffs on that.
That's because Trump... Oh, you beat me to that joke. I was going to say, because Trump regulated that market. Thanks.
It's made here. So yeah, some shoe polish. It's ox blood, and it's shoe polish. It's made by Abraham Lincoln. M's Farms on Farnsworth gives it 5 stars. Says premium paste wax. The only shoe polish.
Polish.
The only shoe polish.
How many times are we going to run into this issue, you think?
He capitalized it, so it fucked me up. The only shoe polish I am buying going forward. Far better than Kiwi. Yet again, marketing convinced us that mediocre was the best.
Once again. It sounds like that's your fault, dude.
The goddamn marketing. Those marketing majors, fuck them.
As he fucking puts on his Nikes and climbs into his Ford. I don't know.
On his way to the
I'm having
Cracker
trouble
Barrel
thinking
TM.
of brands. Yeah. For tasty meals.
Tasty meals at the Cracker Barrel.
Tasty meals at the Cracker Barrel. The fried okra there. It's the top.
Man, that must be a Every Town USA exclusive.
That's a very southern thing.
Fried okra?
No, just Cracker Barrel.
I
Just
find it's-
Cracker Barrel fried okra.
Oh, dude, you can't down in the southern hemisphere of the United
South.
States. That's correct words.
What?
Talking to Cracker Barrel. You can't go more than 5 miles on the interstates without hitting a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come across more Cracker Barrels than gas
I'm
stations.
too much of a city. Actually, I've been to a Cracker Barrel that was a gas station. It had gas pumps outside. And
You've been to the promised land.
That's a feature, not a bug.
That's over on the East Coast.
You mean to tell me I could fuel up the RV and get your chicken
I could fuel up myself and my RAV4.
Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
No.
Yes.
Oh
People
my
in
god.
Texas go ape shit over Buc-ee's.
Dude, Buc-ee. All right. When I was on tour and we went to a Buc-ee's, I thought I had died and gone to heaven.
For context, Buc-ee's is like the Walmart of gas stations.
I have never seen
They have everything.
a bathroom so large and clean in my life.
JB's about to start crying.
I did cry.
Buc-ee's, sponsor the podcast.
I didn't think I had to take a shit, but I forced a shit out at the Buc-ee's.
Just to feel that warm. They had heated seats.
I just wanted to utilize those facilities as best I could.
He blew out his O-ring there.
It was a challenge. Jordan's Reviews is my next reviewer. It's an interesting name for him to have. For his Amazon account. It's 4 stars. Says applies smooth and stays on. The quote red shoe polish applies nicely. My can had quote red sticker label covering one that said blue. I guess they ran out of lids and rebranded the blue lids. The smell's a little off-putting, as
They put quotation marks around blue.
I am used to the Kiwi brand and smell. I think the color is closer to Cordovan. Is that how you say that? Cordovan?
Sure.
I don't
Polish.
Cortana?
Corfette. Yes, Cortana. Alexa, buy 17 barrels of Lincoln Shoe X.
Barrels?
When it's in the can. But it applies red. Kinda expected ox blood.
Okay. Hey, can I read this one from Libby?
Do
Sure.
it.
Libby says 3 stars. Disappointed because I ordered this shoe polish thinking it would work for my crimson red boots. This is more of a dark wine
Crimson
color,
red.
so I gave it to my husband, who is dark wine colored.
Did it really say that?
No.
Every time, for some reason, Mitch, every time you say a customer name and then their review star rating, it sounds like a band name to me. Like Libby says 2 stars. Sounds like
Libby says 2 stars is a
Fuck
great
band name.
band name.
And I've had that thought every single time.
I'm
do
so
it.
sad
So
you
I
have
just had
only
to get
told
it
me
out.
now. I could have been naming so many bands.
Jimmy says 3
All
stars.
right, let me do mine. Yvonne Campbell. Yvonne sets and does 5 stars.
You
Does that sound
crushed
like
it, baby. You're going
Yes.
places.
This was for my husband, and I ordered Lincoln Shoe Wax polish. They catalyze every time. 3 fluid ounce red oxblood, and he loved it so much. Doesn't need to use it often because it lasts so long and does an outstanding job.
Just like me.
Another one of many items I've ordered from Amazon and love everything. Thanks,
Somebody's
Siobhan
podcast
Campbell.
is sponsored by Amazon.
Yes, Jeff Bezos, hit me up.
Or don't.
Love you.
Fuck
or
you,
do-
Jeff
don't,
Bezos.
whatever. And then we did.
And then
Yes.
we did. Fucked his Ninja Turtle butt to
Imp.
Oh no, I got some of his ooze on.
very
Uh,
psychosexual
secret.
tension between me and
Oh my god!
Jeff
I was at my
Bezos.
parents' house yesterday, and I
I
found
feel very nostalgic and horny.
apparently I
don't know
bought
what to do with this.
I bought a book that is a book of Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. I don't remember owning that at all. M. Foreman, related to Red Foreman, I believe, gives it 3 stars. Unfortunate situation. I cannot properly review this item because I never used it. I purchased this item to use with a pair of boots.
So here I go.
I purchased at the same time, but the boots were garbage and I sent them back. I can say the item was as advertised and arrived quickly. 3 stars.
He goes on to say, I had 3 eggs and a piece of toast for breakfast this morning. And then I tied my shoes. And then I looked at my shoelaces and thought, who thought of these funky things? Anyway, I hopped in my Jeep. And then I went to work.
Did I mention I had sex
And I
Saturday?
agreed to Sandra. And Sandra, she's okay. A little chatty for my taste. 2 stars on Sandra.
Sandra, She's Okay is a great band name too.
I've never used Sandra,
Sandra.
but I'm going to review her anyway.
Unfortunately, I cannot properly review Sandra.
But here goes.
Oh god.
Dimensions are as follows.
But-
You should be able to,
26, 48,
But
75.
Sandra sure
You
has
should
used
review-
me 2 stars.
you should be able to review Tinder people.
That would be awful.
No, we should definitely
that would
not
be
fall into
great.
that dystopian future, my man.
Please let me review them.
Mainly because I'm tired of getting 2s.
Okay. Let's see with this one.
Let's do it.
Okay, Jonathan Driver gives it 5. No, sorry, I misread. 4 stars. Says, well, no, I'm not gonna read his title because it kind of gives it away. So, not bad polish, works good. More cherry than oxblood. Not enough purple to it. Still awesome. Great stuff. Expensive for polish if you're used to kiwi, but this is really good polish to get the color back to your items. Not an amazing shine, but it would get some color in them old boots, shoes, whips, chaps, jock straps, couch, love cushion.
This guy's
dungeon
fucking
walls,
leathered
purse,
out.
jacket, sheets, whatever. Leather. No judgment. Wouldn't suggest melting it and pouring it on your lover partner. Slave. It stains too much. Strangely, I am not insane.
Leather Daddy hit me up.
It is.
You read my mind. I was going to ask, was his name Adam, like something Driver or Leather Daddy?
Strangely, I am not insane. It is in the eye of the doctors and nurses at Happy Heels, and I am not a fetish leather guy or girl or pig or slave.
Yeah, fucking
Just
right, dude.
Just a good old American oi oi boot boy. Very bored. Got some. Have some fun. Polish things red, kind of cherry and a little oxblood, but red. Even the naughty things. No, not that one, you perv.
Oh, okay, not that one.
Spread it on my toast. Good stuff. Put it in my butt.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I shine my TV with this shit. Not for kinks, though.
Good stuff.
Got my Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle, a nice cherry color, not oxblood.
Not oxblood. Hey, can I read this one from Larry Hook, all caps, 5 stars?
You do it. You do it.
He says it's for leather.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
Oops, all leather.
Oops, all that.
Okay, can I read this?
Is that the end of it?
Yeah, hold on, JB. I got a better one. Can I read this one from M. Farnsworth?
Yes.
And I'm gonna read-
Oh no, I already did M for.
Did you? Okay, I'm gonna read the way that I misread it and say 5
Read it
stars.
again.
Premium pasta wax.
Hey, can we go back to M. Foreman for a second and click on his profile picture?
Where's this
I already
man?
closed it.
I'm just gonna describe that. He's a very large white gentleman, bald,
Ooh.
with a huge beard, but he's taken the liberty of dyeing his beard red, white, and blue.
Please send me this.
Dude, no, he was eating a bomb pop.
A La Bamba pop.
Is it M. Foreman or M for man?
M for me.
Dial M for murder or
Or
man.
man. Or Mitchell.
That was my
That's
favorite
me.
James Bond
Or
movie.
Mesho. I wasn't going to write a review on this item, but I decided I should to assist others. I used this item about 5 times before it broke. The first 4 times I used it, it was charging port did not work. It did not charge.
I like how we're reviewing reviews. Like we've
That's
gotten
my
so
favorite part of
meta.
the show. What?
If 4 stars, if I were a girl, I'd have the leather nails long.
This dude loves the Beastie Boys.
Slim anus explicit. His name is. I love this song. Can't stand Eminem, and the song is great. Slam on him.
Early pioneers of the New York
What?
hardcore scene, the Beastie Boys had a rough, raw sound that helped define the sound of the street.
This guy fucking eats.
All right,
This
we-
guy
Whoa.
eats this fucking shoe polish and then gives reviews.
3 stars.
He
Only killed me a little bit.
he has a wait. Hold on.
Hodor?
He has a review for Big Women by GBH and says, "Yep, 5 stars. I totally agree." Okay. He loves GBH,
Get it.
and he made a decision. Punk rock is his religion. Man. Oh, he bought Doc Martens shoes. So he bought these Dr. Martens shoes so he could kick people in the back of the head while he crowd surfs in punk rock. I hate people that do that. And then he bought the shoe polish to fix them after he kicks people in the head. So that's what it was.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I figured out what that Slim Anus thing you reviewed was.
It's a CD.
It's an ICP song.
Oh, good.
This dude also bought Factor Crap
He's a
Hollywood
juggalo.
edition.
My favorite
He's a
member of
juggalo.
ICP is John Slemanis.
My favorite member of ICP is
Mine's
no
John
one.
Krasinski. You really jimmed the camera the whole album.
He jawned the camera the whole album.
So anyway, what's our next item?
My next item up for bid is MG Chemicals 403A134A Super Coat Spray 285 grams, which is 10 fucking ounces aerosol can.
You spray the shit in your mouth and you're good. You're
Super
freezy
cool.
fresh all the rest of the day.
It chills circuits to negative 51 degrees Celsius, which is negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit for all you nerds out there. Refrigerant
What's it
less
feel
circuits.
like to chew fried gum?
Non-flammable, safe for use on energized circuits, chills down. I already said that, except they typoed it. It's supposed to be 51, not 50. Non-conductive.
Fucking idiots got him.
Zero residue, VOC exempt, suitable for use in food facilities as a non-food chemical. Canadian and NFS recognition letters available on request. Gotta send them a letter. Applications coolant for diagnosing thermally intermittent faults in electronic device components. So this is to use on electronics. Interestingly enough, can you guess what people use it for?
Warts?
Yes, warts. How'd you guess it? Jesus Christ, you're a fucking
let's
genius.
see.
You're smarter than an M4 man.
Only because I'm looking at customer images and 90% of them are people's skin, 1% is computer parts.
My favorite is Gray T Bones, who gives it 3 stars, says, it is code. It's code.
Cool.
No, code. Not cool.
But is it super cold,
It's
though?
code. It's code. Renee gives it 3 stars, says,
Zellweger.
says, takes many applications to remove warts. I used it nightly for 3 or 4 nights, giving it a break to see if the wart is gone. I'll update. Renee has not updated us. It has been 2 years.
She died.
Renee, are you okay?
It turns out that mole was her heart.
Turns out that mole was Russian. Now she's dead.
Got it.
Get it? You get it? It's old Cold War, not Civil War, which is almost what I said. Cold War spy chip. Louisa R gives it 1 star. Says this didn't work at all on the big tag,
What?
but it burned the hell out of a patch of skin when it splattered. I read the reviews and I used the straw to concentrate only on the tag. They mean the skin tag, by the way. But one wrong move and it burned the wrong area. I just don't get how it didn't work at all on the tag after many, many sprays, but it quickly burned the other area. Thinky face. I'm glad I ordered disposable scalpels as well because I ended up having to cut it off. Wish I would have just done that from the beginning.
Disposable scalpels.
Angry face. I'm keeping the spray for intruders. Smiley face.
I'm gonna cut all their skin tags off, those shitheads.
Who's ordering fucking scalpels on Amazon, by the
Me.
way? Oh,
The
okay.
psycho.
Is that like a let me
I
search.
If you
I
think
freeze
about
them-
it,
I freeze
isn't
them.
a nutsack just your biggest skin tag?
When you think about it,
When you think about it, I order
Scalpels.
scalpels on Amazon because then I can spray them with the cold spray, and it's like those
Huh.
1,000-degree knife videos, but different.
scalpels are fairly inexpensive.
I hang 2 tiny trucks from my nuts.
I'm trying to work my way up to regular traps.
That's I got a joke in there somewhere. I'm working towards
What
it.
about the
What's
nuts?
the reverse of truck nuts?
The nut stubby grip on the fucking
Yeah, they
AR-15.
are.
Man, scalpels are way cheaper than I expected. Hold on, guys. Let's pause for a second. I'm gonna buy me some scalpels.
Yeah, my insurance has a lot of explaining to do.
And Lucy. Milo's Bear, which is a great band name. 1 star. Amazon is irresponsible. I thought this was something to remove warts since it comes up in a search. It is not. It does not focus as a way of remover. Wait, what? It does not focus as a way remover would. This is for electronics. It's irresponsible for Amazon to remit this to come up in a medical search.
What the fuck? No shit. It's only the entire product description.
I know. It says no what's here. No one notices it. Amazon customer has a very insightful one. Do we have enough time to do this one? It's gonna take a little while.
Yes.
Dude, we're an hour and a half in. Fucking go
Let's
for
just
broke.
fucking do it. 3 stars. Title of it is 3 stars. The review just goes
2 stars.
The review the review says B. All right, let's move on. LM gives it 3 stars. Uses a similar title, 3 stars. Says using spray to try and remove a plantar wart with no luck yet. Do y'all know what a plantar wart is?
Yeah.
It's a wart for planners.
It's a wart in your foot that like it kind of roots into your foot. Like it doesn't go above the skin line. I've actually had plantar warts a lot. I don't know why. I used to go barefoot a lot. So these are
because you keep eating so many
these
planners.
should yeah, I love us nuts. These should not work on planters warts whatsoever. Like then the Amazon customer comes on and says, as a retired physician, my experience has been that even liquid nitrogen is not that effective in treating plantar warts unless one is so aggressive that you have to walk around on crutches. For a week after each and many treatments, I stopped using cryotherapy for plantar warts. And then Mike Kisco says, at least you received your order. I ordered mine January 15th, and each time it was due, they said there was a delay. Wow, let's try that. And each time it was due, they said there was a delay. And if I still wanted it to tap the approve icon, I did this until mid-April when I decided to end the game. Now they're charging me $25 qualifying order, which I knew was the plan that God Electronics had no intention of fulfilling in the first place. That's his comment. It's this guy saying it doesn't work on planters warts. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and then he just unraveled the conspiracy.
Yes, it's all a big conspiracy just to get you $25. John gives it 1 star, says, this is not for your skin. Beware!
It's for my skin.
This item is for cars to remove gum on carpets and other things besides your skin. Nowhere on the label does it say it's for skin tags or warts. I used it on my little skin tags once, and all it did was make my skin red and irritated. I tried to return this item, and they said it's non-returnable. You already used it. Yeah, don't spray this shit on your skin, dude. Like how? I don't understand how people.
What? How? Why? Why did this become synonymous with skin tags?
Because when you search for code or code wart remover, this comes up for some reason. I guess because so many people search for that and end up buying it that it just kind of created this thing.
Oh, it's super cold. It must be for that.
For real? Don't sue me for this. You can freeze your skin with some compressed air. Just hold that sun gun upside down, and it'll burn the fuck out of you.
Hello, lawyers.
Yes. Hello,
Remember that
lawyers.
skin
My
tag
old friend.
lawsuit you were looking for?
You remember that new sound you were looking for?
Listen to this.
I had a friend in like elementary school who burned me with one. I had a scar for a long time, but I think it's gone because I don't see it now.
Really?
Yeah, he burned my arm. He held the compressed air upside down and just burned my arm. All right, you ready for the final one?
Yep.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire
All right,
away.
so I'm going to talk about the comments on here too. So if y'all want to bring them up and chime in, both of those are appreciated. Dan, my boy Dan,
Chime.
gives me and this product 5 stars. Great for overcoming dog poop phobia. Tried to freeze my dog poops with it to avoid dog poop. Ended up blasting poop everywhere. 5-star review because it helped me overcome my picking up dog poop phobia by blowing it everywhere, including myself.
So
I like to feel like this title could be fixed with 1 comma. Great for overcoming dog poop phobia.
Just overcoming any situation you might have. My name's dog poop
Ejaculating too much, whatever.
So,
phobia. Yeah, just spray it on your dick.
before we start laughing at Dan, can we just tell him how brave he is for including this story on the internet for everybody to see?
It is a crazy story to include on. I would love to know more about how the freezing spray caused the dog poop to blow up.
Well, it's compressed air, JB.
You remember that scene from Terminator 2 where they blow up the liquid metal guy?
Yes.
I imagine it looked a lot like that, just frozen poo shards just everywhere.
I thought it'd be more like where he goes down into a giant tub.
Where he goes down on the Terminator.
A molten dog poop. And he just thumbs up at the end to let everyone know.
He's a learning computer.
Goes down. Jesus Christ. So yeah.
Walks in with a box of shotguns and pulls a rose out of it.
Like, who is that afraid of picking up dog poo that you have to... Like, what did he think was going to happen when he froze the dog poo?
What did he think was going to happen?
Not that it would explode all
Was
over
it like
him.
in an episode? Was it like the movie Frozen?
What did he think was going to happen when he got a dog?
Dog? Dan.
First he tried to super cold his asshole shut.
The first time the dog did a poo poo, he was like, "Oh, they do that too?
He said, "Oh
what?
shit,
Dogs do that too?"
oh shit!" And then he got toilet paper. He started wiping the dog's ass. He's like, I guess that's what you do, right?
He just took the dog to the bathroom and pointed at the toilet and said, "Flush."
He put a doggy butt plug in him.
Stop it.
No,
We're getting-
they do make those. They make those little tail charms for cats, so you don't see the cat booty hole.
We're getting awful Alabama-y in this podcast.
You see a Lucky Charm.
First Trump, not dog butt plugs.
No, god damn it! Don't they have this thing where it attaches to the dog and it's like a little bag on the butt and it catches the poo, or is that just chickens?
I think that was a dream you
That
had.
might have been a dream and also a really good invention that you might come up with, JB.
All right, make sure you cut this part out so no one steals my invention. I'm fairly sure that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish my neighbors had it because none of them pick up their poo, and then the lawn guy comes and cuts the grass and throws poo all over my car, and my car smells like dog poo, and it's great. And fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
my
should just
language.
freeze it, JB.
I said, yeah, I should just freeze it. 3 stars. three stars, my neighbors. They're cool and quiet, but man, their dog poo gets everywhere.
3 stars per neighbor.
We should start you should start Amazon reviewing your neighbors and just leave it stuck to their door.
1 star today, Beth. Fuck you.
You should. I bet there's a movie called Neighbors. You should just leave it on the movie Neighbors.
There we go. Let me just Amazon search neighbors. Let's see what we get.
Thriller.
There is a movie called Neighbors.
Yeah, see?
It's with
Is it a Tyler Perry movie?
It's with Rogan and Efron, and you know they made 2 Neighbors 2 Sorority
Oh,
Rising.
JB.
I do remember that
Hold
movie
up,
now.
there's more Neighbors. There's a TV show called The Neighbors.
JB, this is.
Dude, we could throw dog shit all the time.
Stop.
There's a Neighbors movie that came out in 2012 called Neighborly Tensions are on a whole new level in this romantic comedy. When handsome
Wait till y'all hear about Mr. Rogers all about.